So friends, once again we are meeting for another session of engineering ethics. Now today we are going to start with the chapter number 2 on engineering ethics. So far we have studied the ethics for success and honesty, responsibility, trust and respect, leadership, quality, confidence, character, then challenges at workplace, spirituality, all these parameters we have studied so far. Now we will study why ethics, why we need ethics. The ethics, this term is derived from the Greek word ethos, which means the customs or which means the tradition that we follow. The study of characteristics and the morals. The ethics is the quest for the moral of the understanding the good life and the worth living. When you are living in the society, you must have a good life and worth in living. Then it is all about the knowing that what is the worth and what is not doing the worth. The discipline dealing with the moral duty and obligations toward the work, toward the society, toward the family. Universally accepted the ethical principles, namely integrity, honesty, humanity, responsibility, accountability, confidentiality, loyalty, competency, diligence, wisdom, etc., etc. Now, what is engineering ethics? The study of moral issues and decisions confronting the individuals in organizations engaged in the engineering field. It is the study related to the issues about the moral ideas, characters, policies, relations of the people involved in the technological activities. Ethical obligations, they are related to the engineering profession. Conduct of engineers ought to having in their professional workplace. It is applicable to all technological enterprises, including the scientists, technicians, technical writers, supervisors, production staffs, sales staffs and general public. Now, why to study the engineering ethics? First one, the stimulating the moral imagination, recognizing the ethical issues, developing the analytical skills, drawing out the sense of responsibility. Second one is the recognizing the ethical issues. The ethical problems encountered in engineering practice often are very complex. Also, they involve the conflicting ethical principles. The engineering ethics course helps engineers in recognizing the various ethical issues. Developing analytical skills, that is the technical and analytical skills required for analyzing the moral issues are quite different than that for the exercising the good engineering practice. While analyzing the moral issues, one requires the clear thinking about the concepts such as utility, justice, rights, duties and respect for persons. The aim of engineering ethics is to train the engineers to analyze the complex problems. Drawing out the sense of responsibility, the engineering ethics course encourages the engineers to desire to fulfill the ethical ideals rather than the ethical requirements. Ethical requirement versus ethical ideals. The ethical requirements are basic obligations and duties, but ethical ideas go beyond the basic obligations and the duties. Thus, the engineering ethics promotes the sense of responsibility and the moral autonomy for future engineers. Lastly, addressing the unclarity, uncertainty and disagreement. The engineering ethics helps the engineers in addressing the unclarity, uncertainty and disagreement about the moral issues. As we know, the resolving the ethical issues expose a certain amount of vagueness, ambiguity, uncertainty and disagreement. The study of engineering ethics helps engineers to learn to resolve these problems in most ethical manner. Next we will study the dimensions of engineering ethics. The engineering ethics is the activity and the discipline aimed at the understanding the moral values. Engineering ethics refer to the set of specific moral problems and issues related to the engineering. Ethics has widely accepted codes and the standards of conduct which are to be followed by the group of engineers and the engineering society, namely Institution of Engineers, Institution of Electronics Engineers American Society of Mechanical Engineers, American Society for Civil Engineers, and so on, so forth. Engineering ethics is concerned with the set of justified moral principles of obligations, rights and ideals. Then what is morality and what are the moral reasons? What is morality? That is morally ought or ought not to be given in the situation, morally right or wrong about the handling the situation, morally good or bad about the people, policies and ideals involved. What are the moral reasons? Respecting others and ourselves, respecting the rights of others, keeping the promises, avoiding unnecessary offences, cheating and dishonesty, showing the gratitude, encouraging the teamwork. Then there are two approaches for engineering ethics. Number one is the microethics and second one is the macroethics. Microethics is the personal oriented, whereas the macroethics is the societal oriented. Microethics describe the ethical issues that may affect the engineer's professional and the personal life, whereas the macroethics deals with the ethical issues concerning all the national, regional, societal problems that are involved in collective responsibilities of the professional bodies and consumer groups. Now, where and how the moral problems arise? When there are the disagreements faced by the engineers, when there are the organization oriented issues, clients and customer oriented issues, competitors oriented issues, law, government and public agencies oriented issues, professional societies oriented issues, social and environmental oriented issues and family oriented issues. So, these are the moral problems where they are arise. First of all, we will go one by one. Disagreements faced by the engineers. There are too many disagreements because every individual is different from other. So, there could be a disagreement between the group of the engineers or group of the people who works in the organization. Then there may be a organization and the organization oriented issues because there are some problems with the organization also. So, those problems may arise in morality. Clients and customers, because sometimes the customers are satisfied or they are not satisfied. So, these are again the moral problems arise to satisfy the customer's need. Then the competitors oriented issues. The competition must be healthy, so it should be fair, it should not be unfair. Then every engineers must follow the law, government and the public agencies oriented issues. Then professional societies and oriented issues, because every engineer must adhere and must follow the code of conduct prescribed by their respective professional societies. Then there could be a social and environmental oriented issues. So, the protection of environment is again responsibility of the engineers, and the family oriented issues, because every engineer is also again obligated to the family members also. So, there could be a family issues. Now, there are three types of inquiries. One is the normative inquiry, second one is the conceptual inquiry and the third one is the factual inquiry. The normative inquiry relates with the identification of the value while taking the decision, establishment of the morally desired norms and the standards. The examples could be what are the obligations to protect the public safety in a given situation, what makes the judgment about the acceptable risk, what are the expectations to blow the whistle when there is a dangerous situation arise in the industry or organization. Then is there any justification for the government interference in the organization, what are the moral obligations to the employer in their clients and the general public. Second type of inquiry is conceptual inquiry. It deals with the useful in clarifying the meaning of the concept, principle and issues in engineering ethics in a single word or a statement. What are the examples for this? Let us say what is meant by safety, how it is related to the risk, what is bribe, what is a profession. So, these kind of examples they comes under conceptual inquiry. When moral concepts are discussed, normative and the conceptual issues are closely connected. Then lastly, it is factual or descriptive inquiry. It is helpful to provide the facts for understanding and the resolving the value issues. It is useful in promoting the moral code of conduct in risk benefit analysis and psychological profits of engineers and the professional societies. Lastly, an understanding of the background conditions that generate moral problems. Examples: how were the benefits assessed? What are the procedures followed in the risk assessment? What are the short term and the long term effects of drinking water being polluted? Who conducted the test on the materials? So, these are all examples of, or the questionnaire. They are based or to extract the facts or the description by way of inquiry. Next one is the moral dilemma. What is moral dilemma? It is defined as the dilemmas are the situation in which the moral reasons comes into conflict or in which the application of moral values are the problems and one is not clear of the immediate choice or the solution of the problems. The moral dilemmas, the moral reasons could be right, duties, goods or obligations. These situations do not mean that the things go wrong, but they only indicate the presence of moral complexity, and this makes the decision making the complex. For example, a person promised to meet a friend for a cup of tea or a coffee, but he has to help her close relative who involved in an accident. One has to fix the priority. These are the causes of moral dilemmas. Moral dilemmas are the situation mostly due to the following three problems: problem of vagueness, problem of conflicting the reasons or interest, problem of disagreement. The problem of vagueness, the vague means not clearly expressed or the pursued, not specific or exact. For given situation, sometimes it is unclear to the engineers to apply the most appropriate moral considerations of or principles. They may not know how and which moral principles to be used in resolving the moral problem. This situation creates a typical moral dilemma. Second one is the problem of conflicting reasons or interest. This is a situation where two or more problems conflicting each other, each of which seems to be correct. In other words, this is the situation where two or more moral obligations, duties, rights or ideals comes into conflict with each other independently. Each one is good and correct, but when they come together, it is very difficult choice to choose the correct one. Then problem of disagreement. It is quite obvious that individuals and the group may have the different views, suggestions, interpretations and the solutions of the moral problems in particular situation. This agreement among the individual and group of interpreting the moral issues will create a situation of another moral dilemma. Now, there are steps to solve the moral dilemma. First of all, identify all the moral factors and the reasons, then collect the information and the facts through the inquiries that we have described earlier, then rank and then prioritize all the moral options, generate the alternate course of action to resolve the dilemma, prioritize by way of prioritizing and giving the ranking, then discuss all the actions with your colleagues or superiors or subordinates or your well-wishers and obtain their perspective and obtain the suggestions, and then again you rank them, refine them, and then you go for the decide for the final course of action. Now, moral autonomy. What is moral autonomy? Moral autonomy is defined as the decision and actions exercised on the basis of moral concern for other people and recognition of good moral reasons. Alternatively, it may be defined as the moral autonomy means the self-determinant or independent. We will say Atmanirbhar, that is a moral autonomy. So, moral autonomy, viewing engineering as social experimentation which will promote the autonomous participation and retains one's professional identity periodical performance appraisals, tight time schedules and fear of foreign competitions threatens this autonomy. The attitude of the management should allow the latitude in the judgment of their engineers or moral issues. For example, the attitude of the management should allow the latitude in the judgments of their engineers on moral issues. If management views a profitability is more important than the consistent quality and retention, then the customers that discourage the moral autonomy. Now, these are the skills that required related to the moral autonomy. First of all, proficiency in identifying the moral problems, skills and clarity in moral issues, ability to form the consistent viewpoints, then awareness of alternate responses to the issues, maintaining the moral integrity, sensitivity to the genuine difficulties, tolerance, patience in uncertainty and resolving the conflicts. So, these are the illustrated skills that are required for the moral autonomy. Thank you. In next lecture, we will start with the theories of moral development. Thank you.